This is a 1998 GL1500 SE, which at the time was the top of the line Honda Goldwing. As far as I know, this has every feature that a 1500 ever came with. In this video, we're going to work from the rear to the front, to the left, to the right of the back, and go through every single feature on the motorcycle. Look in the timestamps below if you want to see a specific part. I will not be doing a tutorial on every single feature of the bike necessarily. If you want that, go ahead and ask in the comments below if you want a tutorial, or else it would be like an hour long. First up, my bike does have a trailer hitch. Now, if you're going to get a 1500, chances are it's not going to be stock. The newest 1500 you can get is going to be 26 years old. So everything I'm showing on the bike, you may see on a 1500 of your own. So it does have a trailer hitch. I have never used the trailer hitch. And of course, there's a plug for the trailer cords here, right there, dual exhaust. And yeah, that's the trailer hitch. Rear tire is under there. We're moving up. This is the trunk. There's a sticker on here. If anybody has any ideas of how to get that off, let me know. But for the 1500, if you look up under here, there are 3 little levers. These are how you open the bags. Here we go. Tons of space in the trunk. I can fit a full-size full-size helmet in the saddlebags. But yeah, huge storage, of course. Around the trunk, we have lights at night. All of those lights light up. These are the turn signals. These light up. These light up. One of them is burned out, and I need to replace the bulbs on it. As you can see, lights around there too, which is great at night. You're very visible, lots of light. Something really cool about this saddlebag is, if you see, typically stock, there is an air hose, and the rest of the air hose is here. So you can hook that up and use the onboard air compressor to actually inflate your own tire. So I have once, when I had a flat tire, I've needed to hook that hose up to my rear tire, and I use my onboard air compressor as if I was inflating the suspension. Instead, you are inflating the rear tire. So it will help in a pinch if you have a completely flat tire and you had to plug it, but it does not work for like minute pressure changes, because there's no way, you can't check the pressure while you're inflating it, so you might destroy your tire. Okay, moving up. Let's go ahead. Let's go left side. This is the passenger seat. There is a CB connector for the passenger. There is a storage for the passenger. This is an empty bag. You can definitely fit a phone in there. Some people will wire like a USB-C charger through there or something. If you're doing a long road trip going 2 up, there are speakers in the back. There are antenna in the back. Oh, and before I forget, this luggage rack is extremely useful. Mind you, the trunk is the trunk is fiberglass, so you don't want to put something too heavy up here because you're going to wreck it, especially, you know, a 28-year-old motorcycle. But for something light and bulky, it's basically perfect. Like I said, these are for antenna. One of these is for CB. One of these is for radio. I have them off because I'm not going to use that, and the antenna are super long. You have speakers in the back. I'll show you how those work. This has aftermarket armrests for the passenger. I might take these off. I almost never ride 2-up now. Typically my brother would ride with me, but he has his own motorcycle license now. So, and there are handles in the rear, and this is an adjustment for the CB, I believe, right there. But we're gonna get to that side in a second. We have crash bars here. We have passenger floorboards here, and I will show you they do flip up. There is actually a way to raise or lower the floorboards. I haven't fully figured it out, but here is the center stand. I'm going to make an entire video on the center stand, so don't worry. If we go to the other side, it is very cold, guys. My apologies. If we go to the other side, right here, this bad boy, you pull this, and then this should raise and lower. I would need 2 hands for that. So I pull on it, and then I push this down. You see? This kind of loosens it, and then you're able to push it up and down. Just like that. I think mine may be defective. I'm not fully sure how it's supposed to work. That's one of the things about the old Goldwings is things can be a little bit finicky. So moving up, I also have a backrest here. This actually comes out right here. I can just pull it out. The backrest is not the best, I'll be honest. And I am looking at getting a brand new seat that has a built-in backrest, which I'm really excited for. It's called the Road Sofa. My seat is a bit ripped and the cushion is just not really there. I do have 107,000 miles on this, and the cushion, like, it's cushiony enough, but a new seat would be incredible before I go on a long trip. I have all my panels here. You know, of course, rear brake panels that cover all the internals, and highway peg that I put in myself. On the other side, I am missing this panel here, and I've only seen replacement panels for this in pairs on eBay for like 150 bucks, and I have just not wanted to spend $150 on covering that up. I probably will eventually, but you know, it'll look better when I do that, most likely. Okay, this is the reverse gear. I'll also do a full video on that, but basically when you put it in neutral, you will pull this out, pull it up, and now you're in neutral, and you will use the starter, and it'll push you back. Like I said, I'll go ahead and show you guys that. It is pretty cool, and it is a lifesaver, especially if you're parked on a hill. It can be kind of dangerous trying to push an 800, 900 pound bike back up a hill on your own. But part of that is when you have a bike this big, you need to be careful about where you're parking and be cognizant of all of that. So we have air vents here. As far as I know, this bottom one is warm air. The top one is cool air. So in the wintertime, you want to close this guy off and you want to have this open. These are the controls for the CB radio. I have never attempted to use it, and I would like to someday. I'd love to pick up a helmet and test out the CB functionality with me and the passenger. It would be pretty cool video. If you look at this, that is the connector for the CB headset. And if we look over here, this guy will adjust. I believe this is the adjuster for the headlights, not for the vents. Okay, yeah. So someone had to replace my switch. So this switch and this switch both stay, they both have the light on it, but only this one adjusts the headlight. This is a storage container, which is super useful. This storage container on the left side is incredibly useful. I usually keep my wallet or my AirPods or my glasses in that. Moving to the center of the bike here, this is a false gas tank. You open it up with a key, and that's where you fill that's where your fuel goes. It's a fuel filter there. There's a number of things through there. This cover is covering up the radio controls. Pops off like this. And you have all of your radio controls here. You have all the radio controls there, and then you also have the cassette here. I am going to make a full video about the radio, so stay tuned for that. That is a cassette player. Here are the controls, volume, and then IC volume, I believe, is for the CB radio. Mute I'm not sure what that does. AVC and tone. I'm not entirely sure what all of those do. I'm only 28 years old. I'm just as old as the bike. So maybe some of those are radio things I've never had to deal with before. But yeah, this, I think, switches from CB to speakers. This is for the cassette. You can do the cassette. This will open the cassette. This will switch from FM to SM. FM, AM to FM. Scan, no idea what that means. M, no idea what that means. AM, B, no idea what that means. Okay, some of you radio guys might know. I have a cup holder that I installed. And there we go, it's a cup holder. If you look here, here's the choke lever. Here's your low beams, high beams. These are your turn signals. The turn signals on this are actually auto canceling, which is really cool. Here's the horn. There's the choke lever. I think I said that. Here is the reservoir for your clutch fluid. Not all vehicles have that, but it's basically just brake fluid for the clutch. Here is, you move up and down for the radio. You can mute the radio. You can change the channel here. I believe that's for the CB. If you look on the back, this little dial is actually really cool. What it does is it changes the balance from the front of the bike to the back of the bike for whether you want more sound on the radio up front or more sound on the back. So basically this entire thing is just for audio and sound. This flipper lever here, I actually have no idea what that does. And then of course this is the clutch. Moving on to this other side, I have my phone mount here. I actually have it set up because I want to record a video about the cruise control, so I have it set up so my phone can record the handlebars. Of course, that's the throttle. That's the front brake. The brakes on this are linked, so when you pull in the front brake or the rear brake, it will activate the other one slightly. Here is your kill switch. Some people get really cool chrome kill switches. This is, I believe, so this is for your cruise control. What you're gonna do is you push in to turn it on, and then you push this twice, and then now you're on cruise control, you're going good. And then you push this to speed up, push that to slow down. The 1500 was the first motorcycle with electronic cruise control, I believe. This guy, that is your starter, but you can see it's your starter, but it is also reverse. So like I said, when you pull that other handle, you push the starter and the bike will move back. I will make a video about that. Like I said, this panel here is covered. That's how the other side should look. Honestly, it does look a lot better. The vents are identical on this side. This is air compressor. This bike has air ride suspension, and you can actually change the suspension on a whim. You cannot be moving, and I would not even try to do it while you're moving. But what you're going to do, you're going to press P check. Screen up on the top is going to tell you what the current PSI in the suspension is. And then you're going to increase or decrease. Actually, I'm not sure what outlet means. I'm fairly sure you hold down outlet and press increase when you're using the functionality to hook an air hose up to it. Just like the other side, there is a storage compartment here, but this side requires a key to open. I'm probably going to put my USB-C cord there. I'm not sure. There we go, and a Caterpie. So this handle here will actually open. So it twists like this. And I'll show you what that's doing. As you can see, I twist it, and this opens. What that does is it will take heat from the engine and put it on your feet while you're riding. Let's open it back up. It can be a little bit finicky. I typically don't try to mess with it a ton. There we go. It does get a little bit stuck. So in the summertime, you want to have that closed. In the wintertime, you want to have that open. Up next is the dashboard. Honda Goldwing. I have my GoPro, and here's the dash. The center screen will show your radio channel and the time while you're riding. Of course, tachometer, speedometer. It does not have a gear shift. It does not have a digital speedometer, and I've not found any aftermarket screens that can do that. My 1986 GL1200 actually had a digital speedometer, and it was really sick. It had a digital speedometer, it had gear indicator, and it had a really precise fuel gauge, but they actually went down a little bit in technology. They didn't get a digital speedometer again until 2018, which is kind of sad. I'm not entirely sure what this guy even does. I think that is to reset the trip. These vents here, I'm also not entirely sure what those vents do. These are the speakers, of course, my rear view mirrors. A lot of people will joke around and say it looks like it came out of a Honda Civic because they're so big. I do love these mirrors, way better than most motorcycle mirrors. I have my big old windscreen. This is taller than most factory windscreens, although it may have came with this, I'm not sure. And the windscreen does have a vent that you can open and close. And of course I have my GoPro mounted there. Moving to the front, these are running lights. Kind of running / fog lights. I do have replacement bulbs for those. I'm going to make a video on soon. The rest of the front of the bike, here you have these really cool chrome covers that are covering the wheel. I think they look really nice. Some people put LEDs in those. You have your forks. It does take fork oil. The front, there's a vent that goes in there. There's a lot of ventilation here. Your headlight and your high beams, turn signals, and these lights on the side here also light up. I think there's only one bulb though. A lot of people upgrade the lights on the GL1500, and I haven't done that at all. Of course, the iconic Honda insignia on the front. So if anybody has questions, if there's anything that I missed, please let me know. There is a ton of motorcycle and Goldwing content coming to the channel. So, a ton more content coming. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It would help me a ton. And I'll see you in the next one.